It's North Coast football. Ba-dum, bum, bum, bum. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Week 9 recap of the North Coast Football Fantasy Football League. I am your host, John Clark, and a lot of things happened this week that were pretty exciting. A lot of people went up, a lot of people went down. Some people said the same. Before we get into the recap, let's look at the overall standings. Let's see where everybody's at right now. All right, so in the aftermath of Week 9, we can see that Marsala Mahler's Vince. He's got a foothold on first place. It's going to take a couple weeks if he's going to be knocked out of that first spot for some things to happen. Now, not going to lie, the schedule coming up, he's got some pretty tough opponents, including probably the fastest riser with these unprecedented times, who has had just some dominant weeks. And when we get into the recap, the head-to-head recap, we're going to see, what did Dan do to his opponent? It was ruthless. And so basically, Dan and John the Elder, Bones Bombers, they swapped places there. So the top three teams didn't switch. They just kind of just a little switcheroo there. Finns continues his rise with 4 wins in a row, so he's moving on up. So that's going to round out really your top 4 teams that are hey, they're doing well. They're trending in the right direction. Those 4 owners have nothing to complain about at all. So Vince, Dan, John the Elder, and Matt, they're looking pretty good. Scooting on down a little bit, so we've got the Hopeful Yokel. He's moving on up too. Roy jumping up 4 spots. So Scott and Steve. Scott with the Hopeful Yokel and Steve with Roy. They're the top of the middle guys right now. We've got quite a few 5 and 4 teams and a couple of 4 and 5 teams. So Scott and Steve rounding them out. There I am right there, number 7. right there. I'm right on the bubble. Right on the bubble. If we had the playoffs tomorrow, I wouldn't be in them. That 7th spot, the unlucky 7. And then John the Younger, he fell by 4 spots. That's pretty rough. And Kurt and Josh and Jeff and Ryan and Adam. There's your lower tiered teams in terms of through 9 weeks. Not in terms of quality of teams, but just in terms of record right now. So, hey, we're going to get into why they're where they're at this week. Again, not with the exception of Roy and Nero's Fiddle, there wasn't a whole lot of movement in sort of multiple spaces, or multiple spots. But we did get a swap there at the end. Adam has now taken the last spot away from Ryan. That's right. He took it away from Ryan with his loss this week. But again, we're going to get into all the reasons, all the happenings. But that's where we're at. Not many weeks to go until the Fantasy Football League playoffs. All right. Hey, let's get into the matchups. All right. So we're going to start off with Ryan and the Black Swan event, who, hey, he's no longer in last place. That's right. As I mentioned, Adam took that away from him. Now, Ryan was aided by the fact that it was his bye week, right? Okay, there you go. But look, nothing wrong with getting a win off your bye week, right? Everyone's got one. Yours fell in a nice little spot there, right? All right. So let's take a look at the happenings. How'd your players do? So you got a total of 70.5. I know I say this every week, but I know you didn't set up your most optimum lineup. But we're going to start off with Russell Wilson. Now, Russell Wilson, he is the number 2 quarterback on the season so far. It's very interesting because right now, Patrick Mahomes has taken over the first total points for the season. However, Wilson's had his bye week, and Patrick Mahomes is on bye this coming week. So I think he's only 10 points behind him total. So let's see. Probably by the end of this coming week, he'll be the number 1 quarterback again. But anyway, so 25 points from Russell Wilson. Great. James Conner. Boy, man, what a... You can't help but feel disappointed. I'm not going to lie. He was somebody that, in the draft, I was going to try to get at a value. I wasn't able to do that. Obviously, you've got him. And, there's been weeks that you've been okay with him, but he hasn't been that bell cow, especially this past week. What the heck happened this past week? He wasn't even in the game as much as he normally is. So that 3 points kind of reflects that. I don't know going forward if Benny Snell's going to get more of the workload. It's kind of a question mark, right? And this week it was against Dallas. Man, I mean, so 3 points from James Conner. Jonathan Taylor getting you his floor. All right. Let's see. Manny Sanders getting an 11.8. And Allen Robinson getting you 11.6. The 11-point brothers. There you go. I've said it before, and I'll say it again this week. Your wide receivers are good. You've got some options there, right? It's just kind of guessing which one will get the points that week. So those two, they were good for you. Robert Tonyan getting you 1. Tight end things. All right. Let's see. And then David Johnson with 1.6. That's surprising. So, going forward, like your other options here. So Rashad Higgins, Scott Miller, Calvin Ridley. Is he back? I didn't see what his injury report was. Curtis Samuel. I know he had a week. Is it going to be his week again next week? I don't know. Laviska Shenault with the 0.4, and then Jimmy Graham. Gosh, that Robert Tonyan, Jimmy Graham, who's going to be it week to week. Oh man, that's a game you're going to have to play, man. Again, I don't know if there are moves that you can try to make to get a running back. James Conner still has a name that people are okay with. Hey, look for a team that I don't know. Anyways, you got some pieces that if you needed to, you could probably make some moves with them. A few candidates you could sell high with. I know, I try to get these out on Tuesday. I know it's a day later, but it's not too late to make a trade in time for Sunday if you need to. Don't be afraid to make those moves, man. But anyway, all right. So going forward, I mean, hey, you don't have another one of these. Yeah, be glad you got the bye week when you did, and try to see what you can do down the final stretch. All right, man. Good luck going forward. On to the head-to-head. Okay, here we go. This is the Dan, and these unprecedented times, going up against Kurt. Just feeling fine. I don't know. After this beating. Oh man. All right. So with the 164.7 points that these unprecedented times were able to put up, they have now become the top scorer overall for the league. So, Dan, congratulations. Right now you have the most points of any team in the league. So, you can thank Dalvin Cook and some really good performances from your other guys over the past couple weeks. So, let's... I don't know why. I don't know why you would do this to Kurt. I don't know if there's some underlying deep personal hatred that you have for him that is not expressed except through our pretend football numbers. But nonetheless, there it is for everyone to see. 164 to 103. So the weekly average was 105 this week. 105. So Kurt didn't do so poorly when compared to the weekly average. Now, the 164, it's a little bit above that. So on the backs of several players, but most notably Aaron Rodgers and Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook. What a beast of a man he has been, especially these last 2 weeks. Again, it's not the Minnesota Vikings. No, it's the Dalvin Cooks. Not even from a city. It's just him. His body is the team. So the Dalvin Cooks have just, for fantasy, have been wonderful. Now, Aaron Rodgers with just under 32 points. I mean, look at that. That's 73, 74 of your team's points from 2 players. And the rest did just fine. Josh Jacobs doing okay. Will Fuller, holy crap. DK Metcalf, holy crap. Now, he is a large man. And if I remember right, based on his matchup, he wasn't supposed to have this kind of game. He wasn't supposed to. But he did. 23 points from that man. TJ Hawkinson getting you the 12. And Damian Harris, who actually, I mean, at the beginning of that game looked like he was amazing. And then, you know, the unfortunate events. But, anyway, he looked like he was poised to get a lot more than 7 points. But hey, still, 7 points. All right. Moving on to your bench here. We've got Gus Edwards. Again, Baltimore backfield. I mean, it's nice that you can ignore that situation. You know, he's not. I don't think you're going to drop him, right? You're not going to drop Gus Edwards. But you don't have to worry about it. You've got Austin Eckler on IR. Philip Lindsay. There's your handcuff there. And Jerry Jeudy coming out. Man, can you imagine if you put Jerry Jeudy in instead of Damian? Now, I know Judy's been a bit of a disappointment the last couple weeks. But not this week. 25 points. Look at that, man. Going forward, man. Going forward, your team is... It's locked and loaded. Yeah. Holy cow. All right, Dan. All right, Dan. You need to start simmering down a little bit, though. Enough with the whole 150-plus points in the week. That's going to break all the algorithms. And it's going to break our fragile mental state. Do you know what kind of pressure we're all under right now? Okay, Kurt was unfortunately the recipient of this week's beatdown with a respectable 103. Justin Herbert, oh boy, is that guy fun to watch. He's really, really fun to watch, man. So him getting you 26 points, yeah. Jacoby Myers getting you just under 26. Where did that guy come from? Plus his name is Jacoby. Come on, man. That's a great name, Jacoby. If I could go back and rename my son, it wouldn't be Jacoby, but that's a great name. All right. Melvin Gordon. Justin Jackson. I'm sorry. That sucks, man. That sucks. He's done. Right? He's done. In fact, I haven't looked, but I don't think. I'm pretty sure you dropped him. Did you? I think so. Cooper getting you 10 on that. I mean, actually, I would say that putrid offense, but they gave the Steelers a run for their money. That was ridiculous, but he managed to get 10 points out of it. Look, I don't know what other options you've got, especially this week. I think you had a ton of guys on bye. So your options are pretty limited. But even so, I mean, the guys that you had to play, Jono Smith, he was fine. DJ Dallas, he was fine. He was fine, considering where those teams are at. But Jacoby Myers being that surprise, here's 25 points. All right, so let's see. Matt Ryan going for it. So with Matt Ryan and Herbert, man. Okay, so you've got your QB status on lock. That's pretty good. Matt Ryan, he seems to be turning things around. No, especially for fantasy. He's definitely good for fantasy. The Atlanta Falcons themselves, whatever. All right, it looks like Joe Mixon's back at practice, so you might be getting that trade might be coming to fruition for you this week. And then of course you're going to be getting Fulgham, T. Higgins, all of them off a bye. And so we'll see going forward with Mr. Galladay as well. Definitely someone you want to hold on to. But look, I think I said it last week. I commend you. You've made moves. Keep making them. You've made the moves you've had to make to get where you are. And where you are is still still in the fight, right? You're still in the fight. You're just like me. You're on the outside looking in, but you're in the fight. And you don't have to go up against Dan every week. He can't hurt you anymore. Unless you see him in the playoffs. But he can't hurt you during the regular season anymore. So you got that to look forward to. All right. Pretty good matchup. I mean, I don't think it was close at any point. So congratulations, Dan. Kurt, good luck. And we're on to the next matchup. All right. Hey, we're taking a look at two of the top dogs in the league right now. Both of them sitting at 6-3, so they're looking pretty good. Both strong teams. This one it came down to 10 points. Which when you're scoring 111 and 121, that's not a whole lot. It's not a whole lot. So let's take a look and see what John the Elder with Bones Bombers, who lost to Matt and the Finns. Again, both of them well above the league average of 105. And both of them right now sitting in very strong positions overall in the league rankings. So in terms of what happened this week. Now, Bones Bombers did not have a lot of options, had quite a few guys on bye week. But the guys that he chose to play, they were the right selections, right? It made sense. So at least you're going to be happy with your coaching moves if we're looking for a silver lining here. Let's start off with Lamar Jackson here, getting you 18.6. Look, I know overall Jackson hasn't been the guy that you drafted him to be. I know I keep saying that week after week. But getting you 18 points, that's solid. That's solid. Of course, he can do more. We've seen him do more. We've seen him do more this season. You kind of want it to be a little more consistent, right? But not a contributing factor to your loss. If you'd gotten a couple more points, all right. I know you were forced to play Jordan Howard. No one really wants to play Jordan Howard. So him getting you the 8 points. What killed you this week? Derrick Henry. Only 6.8. I mean, he's been Mr. Consistent, Mr. Dominant for you, right? He's being your Dalvin Cook. So him only getting you 6. Look, his floor is about, 14? 12 to 14 is his floor. He's got a really high floor. So only 6.8. That's super disappointing. And it's what made the difference, right? Look, McCall Hardman getting you 6.3. Christian Kirk definitely coming through for you. he seems to be a viable, at least flex, but maybe wide receiver too going forward. Kyler Murray definitely likes to give him looks down the field, and that's what he just large chunks, and then every now and then he breaks away for a TD. So getting almost 24 points from him, you've got to be ecstatic going forward that he's on your team. And of course, Kelsey. I mean, look, I know this week coming up, he's going to be disappointing because he can't score points for you on this bye week. So I don't remember who your opponent is coming up, but anyways, they won't have to deal with the advantage that is Travis Kelsey. But you've got so many other guys on your team that have, anyway. All right, so you won't get your 20-some-odd points from him. And Darnell Mooney, I mean, shot in the dark, I get it. You didn't have options. You really didn't. If we look at your bench here, look at that. Your option was Logan Thomas. Now, it's tempting. He's going up against the Giants, and you're thinking, all right. But here we're talking about the Washington football team. The Washington football team, they play to the level of their opponents, all right? Very rarely do they dominate a game, all right, in this modern era. So, smart move, keeping him on the bench. I mean, even with attempting to flex him, you resisted the double tight end. I'd like to think you didn't want me to make fun of you. And maybe that it affected your decision-making. And if so, kudos to me. I'm going to go ahead and think that's what it was. All right. Anyway. Got a lot of guys coming back, including Tyler Boyd. Tyler Boyd's coming back. I didn't see what the latest on Chris Carson was. I think he should be coming back this week. I'm not 100% on that. Okay, don't quote me. But keep an eye out for him because obviously if you can get rid of Jordan Howard, get him out of your lineup. I'm sure you'll take it. All right, so even in the loss, good performance. 111, very good performance compared to most of the other teams. So going forward, I mean both your teams here going forward, a lot of solid players for you guys. All right, so looking at Matt's team, the Finns. Let's see what happens. So again, it came down to 10 points. And I think Josh Allen had those points for you. Getting 40 points from Josh Allen. There you go, man. There you go. You've got two QBs, two good QBs going, and both of them are known to be good on their feet. And Josh Allen getting you the 40, he wins the day. He wins the day for you. All right, so Fournette getting you 7. DeAndre Swift getting you 11. I mean, when you look at your opponent, okay, your RBs won out, right? Your RBs, they beat the pants off them. On the flip side, the wide receivers are definitely much more evenly matched. You've got your Keenan Allen against his Christian Kirk. There you go. That's actually a point-by-point wash. Both getting 23.8. Your Julio giving you the positional points. The difference right there. And, of course, Lockett, although, hey, 6 points is disappointing, he's always got that ability. So, look, your 3 wide receivers, I mean, when one of them booms and one of them gets pretty good, and the other one, even if he gets his floor, hey, 2 out of the 3 doing well for you? Yeah, there you go. And, of course, Waller, he's no Kelsey, but getting you 10, that's what you expect, right? All right, bench guys. Oh, Marvin Jones must have gotten a touchdown. Anytime he gets more than 10, he must have gotten in the end zone. And Preston Williams, questionable. I didn't see the Miami game. I hope you did, being the fan. But him getting you 14, there you go. So going forward, look, if your lineup keeps performing like they do, you'll definitely be in the playoffs, man. All right. Hey, good matchup from both you guys. It could have gone either way. But Matt, you pulled it out. So both you guys are 6-3. And going forward, like I said, hey, you're both sitting pretty. Both sitting pretty. All right. I'm done talking about this one. Let's go on to the next one. Okay. Woo. Next up, Jeff and the Banana Slugs versus right now the current leader, Vince, with the Marsala Maulers. All right. So it started off pretty rough for Jeff. He made a really bold call, and on Thursday night, he played Jimmy Garoppolo, who was not playing. Oh, guys, check your stuff. Check your players on Thursdays. Make sure, check your lineups. Look, Jimmy G, as handsome as he is, he would not have made up the point deficit that you ended up having. I mean, 46.9 to 103.94. Even Jimmy G could not have made that up. But, okay, so you kind of hurt yourself there. The line from Dodgeball. The bold move, Cotton Latifah pays off for him. That line kept going through my head on Thursday, as I just kept hoping Jimmy G might miraculously come out on the field and get you just a few points. Just a few. All right. Hey, choosing Wayne Gallman against the Washington football team. Another bold move. That one paid off for you. Naeem Hines, he didn't do any gymnastics in the end zone this week. But last week's performance, he made you want to play him this week, right? It made you want to play him. Michael Thomas finally coming back. Finally coming back. If only you could go back in time and help Saquon Barkley also not get out for the season, you'd have your two studs back. But you got one of them back. Now look, he got you 7.6. But he was in the game. He was playing an NFL football game, finally. And not punching his teammates in practice. So 7.6 for Michael Thomas. Let's look it up for you. Let's look it up. You get a new QB, and Michael Thomas playing for every week. There you go. All right. Marquise Brown, with all of his complaining, still only getting you 5.3, and then Gronkowski with 0.7. Oof. He's been last couple weeks. He's been really good. And look, I revel in the fact that Tom Brady had a terrible game. It makes me feel good. It sucks that it hurt your Gronkowski move. Okay? So with that, I've got some empathy for you. But hopefully at least you can join me in the pure joy of seeing Tom Brady angry, pouting on the sidelines. Because that was, oh, that was so good. That was so good. All right. And then Hasty, he was supposed to be the play this week. I don't know if anybody's, they're so injured in San Francisco. I don't know who the play is. I don't know who it is. All right. Gardner Minshew, he's still out. Darrell Henderson, he was out. Then Denzel Mims, Hunter Renfrow, and Mark Andrews. Yeah. Yep. No, it was busted all around, man. Busted all around. He didn't have any hope in this one. Didn't have any hope. So, all right, Jeff, going forward, I know it's going to be an uphill battle for you. You got 3 losses in a row there, according to the streak statistic. It's been a rough season for you. Going forward, look, the least you could do is not put an injured quarterback in. Okay. Look, you're a grown man. You do what you want. Vince and the Marsalam Haulers with 103. Getting a point below the weekly average for the league. Still getting the W. Getting it done. All right. So let's see what happened on the flip side here. So Matt Stafford getting you 8. It's still 8.44 more points than your opponent's quarterback. But you still got that trifecta, right? That trifecta of QBs. And I think going into this week, that would have been, I'm not going to lie, that would have been my play as well. All right, so 8.4 from Matty Stafford. Ronald Jones, again, just celebrate with me. Okay? It's all right. At least you got the W. But just celebrate. Celebrate with me. Antonio Gibson, there you go, getting you 11. Now, I heard he might have a shoulder thing. I hope not. Because he's all the Washington guys have for their running back situation. He's it. So if he's out, my team, that sucks. I mean, my team sucks anyways. My Washington football team. My fantasy team does not suck. They're great. But my fandom is in a team that is pretty awful. But he got you 11 points this week, so there you go. He contributed. DeAndre Hopkins, woof, man, low week for him. But DJ Chark made up for that one. He showed up, 27.1. There you go. Evan Ingram, there you go. 13.3. And then finally, Juju Smith-Schuster having a week. Good play. Good play on that. I mean, look, going up against the Cowboys, that was a good play anyway, but he actually got points for you. All right, looking at your bench here. So Derek Carr getting you 14, but he had a rougher matchup, right? Of course, Mayfield, Baker, and Dearness Johnson, and David Njoku, and Cooper Kupp being on bye. And Dez Bryant. What year is it? Antonio Brown and Dez Bryant? Yeah, we'll see if he ever gets into it. Until then, keep him on your bench, right? He's a fun little stash, right? Look, and you've got the leeway. Yeah? You could mess up for a week and still have first. So maybe he'll make it into your lineup if he plays. I don't know. Dez Bryant. All right. Congrats on your win. Oop, there we go. I know I mentioned it a little bit before, but I know Vince, you got some tougher matchups coming up in this final stretch. So a 103, I think you've got Dan in there somewhere. You know that ain't going to cut it against him. I'm sorry, that's not going to cut it against Dalvin Cook. All right. Listen, going forward, guys. Jeff, I don't want to say give up. Okay? Don't do it. You just got one of your studs back. So don't stop paying attention yet, man, okay? Maybe in 2 weeks, if you're 3-8, okay. All right. And of course, Vince, I mean, you've got everything going for you there. There are some moves I think you could make, but getting a lot of your guys back off of their bye week, that'll give you some options, of course. And anyway, going forward, good luck. Good luck, guys. All right. Hey, look who we got here. We've got Steve with Roy and John the Younger with Nero's Fiddle. Both of these guys are right now, currently after this week, after week 9's, went through and became finalized. They're both sitting at 5-4. This week, Roy defeating Nero's Fiddle, 114. Well, let's say 115 to 88. Okay? I think we can give them that much. So, look, right now, the teams that are 5 and 4, again, if the playoffs were to happen next week, there are 4 of us who are right there at 5 and 4. 2 would make it in, and 2 would be missing the playoffs. So that 5 and 4, this, we're all on the bubble right there. These are the teams that, from week to week, it could make some pretty drastic differences if you get your W or not. So, these weeks, these upcoming weeks, they matter for us. Okay? Think this is a game? This is war. This is pretend football war. And these teams in the middle of the pack here. All right. So let's see. Let's see what happened here. Yep. Okay. So, that's a good review. No, I'm just kidding. All right. So there we go. So Patrick Mahomes, look, Steve, I know up to the last couple of weeks, Mahomes was a little bit disappointing. He was still solid, but he was a little disappointing, right? Well, these last couple of weeks, he has pulled it out for you. Pulled it out for you. Phrasing. He's got you some high scores. So 33.88. Yeah. Yep. And who's their opponent again? Who's their opponent? All right. David Montgomery getting you 3.7. Obviously disappointing with that. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. So, we made that trade. We made the trade. Hey, look. He was solid for you. I know, let's face it, that trade was really Terry McLaurin for your running back. And Terry McLaurin definitely came through for you. It made me second guess myself, but that's all right. Getting you 24 points from Terry McLaurin because him and Antonio Gibson, that's all they've got. That's all they've got. And McLaurin especially seems to be quarterback and game script proof. So definitely booming for you there. Cole Beasley. Oh, go Cole. Cole Beasley. Only getting you 5. And then Jared Cook. Only getting you 2. But A.J. Brown coming through for you. I didn't see. Oh, come here. Little technical issue there. All right. I didn't see that game, so the Q by his name, I'm not sure why that is. But anyway, I'm sure you'll be looking at that going forward. All right, look at that. Tomlinson Brady sure. Get you 2.3. That feels so good. And look, I'm sure you feel good with him on your bench. Because he sat on your bench. And on the actual benches that he sits on in real life. He was just a sad Tom this week. All right. So let's see. What else you got here? What else? You're getting Hooper back, right? Brandon Cooks. It's dangerous to say that he's a reliable guy, but he's been pretty good the last couple of weeks, right? So, but you've still got some options at wide receiver, a lot of good options, and tight end situation sucks for everybody. All right, but you got your W, right? You got your W. You scored well above the league average, so that's what you want. All right. Swapping over to John the Younger with Nero's Fiddle. Nero's Fiddle. Here we go. Deshaun Watson. There you go. 24.24. 24.24. Good. Good on him. Todd Gurley. He didn't get you an accidental touchdown this week. He couldn't have done that for you. A game-losing touchdown. Gosh. Todd Gurley, maybe he was just playing timid. Maybe he was for 12 and a half points there. Zeke coming through. I mean, I don't want to. I know you're not celebrating that, but at least it's better than 3 points. All right, Adam Thielen wasn't his week. It was Cook's week, of course. It was Cook's week, but the counterpart, Stephon Diggs. There you go, getting you 19.3. Fantastic, fantastic. And listen, I gotta respect the fact that you threw gummy dicks at everybody else by playing Antonio Brown in his first week in the league. Way to go. Way to go. He only got you 4.6, but when Tomical's over there got you 2.3, you know, that's all right. On your bench, let's take a look and see what happened here. Not much. Not much happened. Not much happened. Look, at least you're getting Kareem Hunt off his bye week. You're getting him back. That'll be nice. That'll be nice. You won't be forced to play Antonio Brown unless you want to. Unless you want to. Look, your triple running back situation with Gurley, Zeke, and Kareem Hunt. It's been good. It's been good. Now, I admit I didn't look at Chubb's status yet. I don't know if he's coming. Is he coming back this week? I don't know. But I know if he's not, if it's not this week, he's coming back soon, right? Right. So, I mean, Kareem Hunt will still be viable. Obviously, he was viable when Chubb was in before. But anyway, all right. CeeDee Lamb getting you 13. That's nice. That's nice this week, but. All right. Anyways. Well, going forward, guys, look, I don't really have a lot of advice for you guys because I'm in the same boat. I'm also 5-4. I'm not sure what moves to make. I'm you know, whatever. But look, if you don't like where you're at, try to make moves to improve your situation, or roll the dice. Make moves that might pay off and might not. Right? You could take a gamble here. You know, nobody at 5-4 is in desperation mode, but you might be in a need to make a move mode. Need to make a move mode. All right. All right. Congrats to Steve. Good luck to both of you guys going forward. We can't all win, but we can't all lose either. So, do what you got to do. All right. Another one down. All right. Look at this. Look at this. We got Scott and the Hopeful Yokel against Adam and the 8-Bit Defenders. Okay, so this is another one of those beat-down scenarios. And again, look, I know Adam and Scott, you guys are friends. But this isn't something that friends should do to each other. No, they should absolutely do this. Pretend football, like I said before. It's war. There are no friends in war. Only opposing pretend football teams. So Scott with the merciless defeat of Adam's 8-Bit Defenders. 125-67. Yikes. Yikes. Okay. So, you know, like I mentioned before, this is the matchup that Adam used to secure last place. I don't know if that was a goal of yours, but you've done it. You've done it. Congratulations. Scott is he's had an up and down season, right? Had an up and down season. You know, it's like right there in the middle of the pack now. So again, the 5-4 teams, we're not locked out yet. The 3-6 teams are very close to being locked out. All right. So Adam, it's not over. Okay, it's not over. It's almost over if you don't make some moves. All right. So let's take a look and see what happened. We've got Scott's Hopeful Yokel. His Drew Brees, Alvin Kamara stack, again, doing well for you, right? Obviously. I don't think that's a surprise to anybody. The Le'Veon Bell, Tyreek Hill stack was pretty lopsided. Look, Kansas City decided we don't need to run. We don't need to run it this week. And Le'Veon Bell said, but I want to run. I can also catch. And they're like, nah. Oh, excuse me. Look, going forward, I don't know. I have no advice for you for Le'Veon Bell, except that I would have no confidence in him. It's not that he's a bad player. He's a good player who's gotten into a much better situation, but also in a situation where they don't need him. They don't need him, and they don't seem to want to run the ball, even when it makes perfect sense to do so. Mahomes is he's just slinging it. Tyreek Hill was the beneficiary. That's a hard word. He's the beneficiary right there. 31. I mean, there's your main contributor to your success this week. But, Crowder getting you 9. Okay, yeah. Hayden Hurst getting you 9. Fantastic. And Tim Patrick getting you 10. Okay, I mean, there you go. There's your solid, that's what I expect. The 0.8? Not even close to being out of the basement up to his floor, right? I don't even know what Le'Veon Bell's floor is at this point. Not enough sample size. Maybe 0.8 is his floor. I don't know. But, hey, looking at your bench, I did just check because I wasn't sure when I talked about Kareem Hunt, but that Nick Chubb might be back this week. Maybe. They said they're going to come up with that report on Friday, so I know you are waiting with bated breath on whether or not Nick Chubb will be back. I mean, once you get him back, I mean, yes, things will be looking up quite a bit. Because that's that Drew Brees with Nick Chubb and Alvin Kamara. I mean, that's your chunk of guaranteed points each week. But Nick Chubb ain't doing you no good on the IR, so the sooner he's back, the better you're going to do. And look, you've held on pretty well, honestly, being 5-4 with that. Anyway, with that IR issue. Okay, Myles Gaskin. Haven't looked into that one. I'm not going to lie. But look, on your bench, I mean, there's not a lot on your bench. Definitely got your handcuff. That's good. But anyway, going forward, Chubb is definitely that's the thing to look out for, right? Okay, on the other side, Adam with the 8-bit defenders. Big Ben, as stupid as that game was against Dallas, he ended up getting you 28. I think there was something with his knees, though, right? And that's why he's got the Q now. Something with his knees. All right, Adrian Peterson. He's going to be fun coming, is it this coming week when he's got Washington? But only getting you 5 points. James White only getting you 4 points. Darius Slayton, blah. Claypool, there you go. He got you 11, but then, blah. Could you celebrate Chris Godwin with me, please, though? Please celebrate that with me. With the Tomlikins. Tomlikins being sad. All right. On the bench, you got Joe Burrow coming back. That's right. I forgot you had Joe Burrow. Drake still, yeah. AJ Green, you get him back from bye. Kittle, yeah. All right, yeah. You've had some issues. I was wondering what the downfall was in your performance, right? In your fantasy pretend football performance. All right. Well, look, going forward, you definitely need to make some moves if you want to contend. Hey, throw stuff out there, man. Look, You never know who's going to be a sucker. So throw out some lopsided trades. You never know. Look, you don't want to be labeled as that guy. I know, I get it. But maybe someone accidentally hits yes. I'm just waiting for it. Like someone says yes to a really dumb lopsided trade, and they're begging everyone else to veto the vote, and everyone else is like, "No, you gotta live with that." Gosh, wouldn't that be great if you're the beneficiary of something like that? I'd like it. All right. Anyway. All right, Adam, make your moves, man. Make your moves. Scott, keep do what do. And good luck to both you gentlemen going forward. All right. Next. All right, finally. Okay, here we go. Here's the last one. Though, I don't know if you guys have noticed the trend. I try to save the last matchup that I talk about. It's not always about me, but it's usually the matchup that I want to talk about the most, and maybe expand on the storyline or whatever. And this week is no exception. My team just happens to be involved in it. So if we had for Castleton against Josh and the Wet Ass Pips, I was not looking forward to this week at all, because Christian McCaffrey was coming back. And Christian McCaffrey is a cheat code character. Okay? Everybody knows it. He's a cheat code. He's two positions in one. I look, there were some, I got lucky this week in some areas. And I think Josh got a little unlucky in other areas. And those two things combined for me to get the victory. But but I was still, it wasn't an easy one, right? It wasn't an easy one. I mean, heck, even going into the Monday night game, he still had Cam Newton left. I was pretty confident, but I wasn't for sure confident, right? Anyway, let's talk about it a little bit. So, for Castleton, let's see what we got. Whew. All right. My little rabbit's foot, Kyler Murray. He's been my little good luck charm. Like, I'm not gonna lie. If you've seen, Arizona's a really fun team to watch. So even if you don't have anything invested in those, he's a lot like Lamar Jackson of last year. Very fun to watch, because he's so very small, and when he runs, I'm worried he's gonna get broken. But he runs. He's also a cheat code. If I'm going to be honest with you, he's a QB and a running back in one spot, especially this week. This week he ran for over 100 yards. So the 40.9 made all the difference in the world. Now, going into the week, I'd had Devontae Adams get me the 31 points on Thursday, and Aaron Jones, he's back. Hooray, I'm glad he's back, but he only got 10. But Devontae Adams getting the 31, it made me be able to breathe a little bit easier, because I knew McCaffrey was coming. I knew it. Now, I made a trade for James Robinson. Basically, it was Terry McLaurin for James Robinson. In this case, in this week, I am one of those people that I keep track of those big trades. Little trades I don't keep track of, like, oh, did I make the right choice overall? I think everybody does this to a certain extent. And if you don't, God bless you. You're better than me. But James Robinson with 15.9, I am fine with that. I'm happy with that. It gives me a lot more stability at the running back. But I would have rather had Terry McLaurin this week, if I'm going to be honest. But no, Terry McLaurin helped Roy get to his W. All right. James Robinson helped me get to my W. You can't focus on that stuff. Like I said, I just kind of pay attention to it a little bit. I'm not kicking myself. Little kicks. All right. Justin Jefferson, again, it wasn't a Minnesota wide receiver week at all. It wasn't a Thielen or Jefferson week. Because that team didn't play. It was the Cooks team. All right. Noah Fant getting 6. I should have played my other tight end, but that's all right. And Mike Williams, I kind of had to play. And I was very tempted to put in Jerick McKinnon at the last minute. He was a Thursday night game though, and so it wasn't a decision I could wait on, and I wanted to have a little bit more boom possibility. Again, going up against Josh with McCaffrey back, I needed to score points, and it was obvious. I mean, he got 110. 5 points above the league average. But anyway, we're going to talk about his side in a second. I wanted some more boom, and I got that. I got that from a few players. But anyway, that's why Mike Williams is in there. I wanted a possibility of a boom week, and that's also why Justin Jefferson is in there. He's got that potential more so than Mike Williams. Mike did have that like second to last play touchdown that was not a touchdown, so I got a little bit excited there, but ultimately anyway they pulled it back twice to the Chargers. They got touchdowns. Well, didn't get the touchdowns, but they had touchdown plays both times that had to be reviewed and overturned. Anyway, all right. Devontae Freeman. All right. Jerick McKinnon. I don't know. I don't know if he'll ever make it into my starting lineup, but I'm holding on to him. Then I've got Handcuff. Robert Woods was on bye, or he would have definitely been in there. I know I mentioned last week I will never bench him again, except for his bye week, obviously. And then Eric Ebron. Look, I definitely should have put him in over the Cowboys. It's one of those things that after the fact, like it was only a 3-point difference, but it was like, duh, I should have played the tight end against the Cowboys. All right. Hey, let's move over to Josh. Let's see his story here. All right, again, Josh, solid performance with 110 on the backs of Cam Newton and Christian McCaffrey. What was the surprise was J.K. Dobbins only getting 4.5 and Mike Evans. Josh, I don't know if you can celebrate Tom Brady being upset. Mike Evans getting 8 points in a week that Tom Brady only gets 2. You have to be okay with that. You're not happy. I mean, I think it's definitely Mike Evans' floor is right there. It's like 7 to 10 points. That's probably his floor. And also the question mark with Antonio Brown. I mean, look, there were a lot of things going on with Tampa Bay this week. There were. I know you didn't really have any other viable options. I mean, not anyone you would play over Mike Evans, right? Anyway, Robbie Anderson. When McCaffrey is getting all your receptions. I mean, but he's had games where he's solid too, and 10 points is still pretty good. 40 points with 2 guys from the same team is fine. So Robbie Anderson's still a good play. Trey Burton sucks. I mean, he's going to suck. Trey Burton doesn't suck. That just sucks. He got you 1.1. And Chase Edmonds, he was supposed to be the guy, right? He was supposed to do it. But no, Kyler Murray, he did it all. He did all the running. I mean, yeah, think about it. If Kyler Murray even half that, if Chase Edmonds had gotten 50 more yards, we're talking about a different game here. Anyway. Look, I know Christian McCaffrey's questionable going forward, and I'm sorry about that. But not sorry enough that I regret getting a win against you. All right. But hey, we haven't looked at your bench yet. I'm so focused on how awesome Christian McCaffrey was. I mean, I don't know if you watched the game. I watched the game. I mean, and he was just always there. Okay. So on your bench here, got your handcuff. You got Zach Moss. Miles Sanders should be coming back, so that's good. Gosh, man, if you could have McCaffrey and Sanders at the same time. Jeez. Goddard's coming back off a bye, so maybe your tight end situation will get better. Deontay Johnson, I mean, that's a good snag. He'll definitely be a good flex play going forward. I don't think he replaces Evans or Anderson, but You know, he might be worth a flex depending on the matchups there. Same with Devontae Parker. So you've still got a solid team. I know you kick yourself, and you're what? Oh, okay, all right. I can see the frustration. So 4 losses in a row. I just want to say this season I've been there. Okay, I went from first to worst in 4 weeks. So I've been there, man. I've been there. And it's not too late to turn it around. It's really not too late. I don't think you can wait and see, though. I mean, now that it's pretty certain that McCaffrey will miss at least 1 game, you might have to make a temporary move. I know waivers have already gone, but see who dropped who. Maybe somebody dropped someone that you can have a 1 week, or maybe you could make a trade. Anyways, look, I think both of us performed well. My guys just performed better. That's all it is. And again, I don't feel awful about it because I need these wins just as much as anybody. But we're both right there. We're stuck in the middle right now. We're stuck in the middle. And we'll see how things go going forward. But good game, Josh. Good game. We'll see how things pan out. But anyway, don't give up. I don't think you are. Don't let the frustration of four losses in a row get to you, because it happens. All right. Well, that's it, right? Okay. So, week 9, it's over. I will just say, going forward, my work schedule has changed, and it looks like I won't be able to get these out on a consistent basis on Tuesdays going forward. So they will at least be Wednesdays at the absolute latest. I'm still going to try to do Tuesday evenings, but like I said, my work schedule changing might make that a little bit stressful for me. And right now I'm trying to do as few things that are stressful as possible, like everybody else. I do this for fun. This is fun for me. So I will do it at a convenient time. I'm glad people watch it, at least the guys in the league. I'm glad you guys watch it. I hope you get at least a little bit of a kick out of it. That is part of my goal. Make us a little bit better informed, see what's going on around the league, see who's got what's going on, who's rising, who's dropping, who you can make trades with. That's ultimately the goal of this, is to just kind of up the play, right? Up the quality of the league. Anyway, it's been really fun so far. It's been really fun. We're entering the last stretch here, the home stretch. A lot can happen in just a few weeks. We've got, was it 4 more games? A lot can happen, guys. So, stay safe, have fun, make your moves. The worst people can do is say no and reject a trade, right? That's the worst. Even if they message you back and call you all sorts of obscene names, you don't have to read it or believe them. All right. Hey, I got a new car today. Bye.